Hey everybody, Daryl Vance here, EAK Farm. It's that time of the evening again, gotta get my feeding done. But this video is about the meat birds. It's that time, spring of the year is just around the corner. We're gonna do the Cornish cross meat birds again. They have already arrived. I'll show you the videos I took of that. We have baby pigs should hit the ground by this weekend. If they ain't already, I haven't checked the sow this evening. Gonna have baby calves hitting the ground here before long. We just got rid of the last year's calves. And you can see Big A back there. So I'm gonna feed them, get that out of the way. Then I'll get in there feeding on them Cornish cross. We ordered 50 from Myers Hatchery. It's up in Ohio there, North Ohio. That's right. So let's get started. Getting ready to feed the moo-moos, and I want to give a big shout out to Keith and Loretta Workman. My wife used to work with Loretta, and I went to school, graduated with her daughter, Sally. But anyway, they give us a bunch of turnips. Now, we can't eat all them turnips, but so some of them we are going to cut the tops off of and feed the cows, and then the bottoms we can give to the hogs or other things will eat them besides us. So we're tickled to death to get them, and especially as scarce as hay is right now, it was a blessing to get them. So I want to thank you all straight from the heart. Thank you. So the grow gel, what I call Grogel, in the little bag, you mix it with water. You dip their beaks in it. Normally you would just dip their beaks in regular water, and some people use apple cider vinegar and water. But I dipped them in the grow gel. Then I put them in the brooder, and then after I done all of them, what was left of the grow gel, I poured into a trough, their water trough. And they pretty well devoured it within 24 hours. Okay, so the Cornish cross meat birds, we, in the perfect world, it takes about 8 weeks to grow them out to harvest size. Last year was our first time doing it. We had some casualties, some fatalities, I guess you'd say. And it took about 12 weeks. So instead of trying to do 100 at one time, we're gonna do 50. And then in about 5 weeks, we're gonna do 60 more. So split it up, be less competition for food, and we're gonna try to harvest them at 8 to 10 weeks this time. We'll see. So you can check out my video on last time if you want. I made a lot of mistakes. I'm sure you can see them and point them out. And hopefully this year I'll learn from the mistakes and do a little better. So, all right. Whew, old rainy day here on the 8K farm. And just between us, I think I'm getting the man cold. Whew. Anyway, so I checked on the biddies and everything is good. We have 0 casualties today. No dead. We didn't have none dead yesterday. I had a couple people ask me on my TikTok video what this stuff was, the green stuff that I was dipping their beak in. It's the stuff that Myers Hatchery sends. On the back it's called Grogel Plus B, and without my glasses I cannot read to you what's in it, but it is a little pick-me-up for the biddies. Little vitamin pack, kind of gets them out of their slump from being shipped, you know. They're shipped from up in Ohio. I can't remember the city in Ohio, but down here to Kentucky, I'm sure it's several hours. So. Okay, so this year, I learned from last year. Last year we had 100 biddies in one chunk, and they were overcrowded. Even though this brooder is quite large, they were overcrowded and they would smother each other to death. And it was a constant battle for food, constant battle for water. And they get a little bit bigger, it's more competition, because you know, then they're stronger and they can fight each other off for the food and water. So the things I've done same is I do have wood chips, and what I'm going to do, if they get real soiled, I'll scoop them out, but if they don't, I'll just add to the top. And then whenever we pull these biddies out before we stick any more in, then I'll clean it out. Things I've done different, instead of using the heating element bulbs, we use a brooder that we bought Tractor Supply, Producer's Pride. A little brooder heater and a heat lamp. So now if it gets real cold, because we'll have some more cold spells, this is just the 1st of March. If we have some more cold spells, I'll turn them on, the heating elements, and that'll give them a little extra. So my plans is still to raise 100 and butcher as many as we can keep, but instead of having 100 at once, we'll have 50, and then in about a month and a half, we will get 60 more, and that'll give these time enough to get feathered and move into a chicken tractor, which will be a whole nother video, because the chicken tractor, I'll be building a hoop tractor this year instead of this chicken tractor styled after Joe Salatin's. Nothing wrong with his, but I think that it would just be easier for me to move around the yard as a hoop. So everything seems to be going good. This is day 3. If you look at their wings there, they're already starting to get feathers that fast. Some of them. So with the Cornish cross meat birds, you know, it gives you some reassurance on where your food comes from. It makes you more self-sufficient. Trouble is you have to buy them each time. It's not going to be something that's going to be self-sustaining. So this being our 2nd year with them, it's definitely not a bad experience, but I just don't know that in the future if I'm going to continue raising bunches of them. I may lean more toward egg producers that are also good butcher chickens. The problem with that is they don't grow to harvest size within 8 to 10 weeks. So, where these do. Excuse me, ma'am. Is that a turnip you have on your head? Life is good. Y'all need to give a big shout out, big thank you to some wonderful friends. How about it, girls? Woo! Huh? How about it? Woo! Say thank you, Loretta. Woo! And Keith. Don't want to leave Keith out. So no, it's about impossible to tell anything about this. If you'll notice here, the dark spots, that is manure building up on top of the pine shavings, the mulch. So I'm going to add a little more right on top of that. Try to keep them a good clean area and carry on. So far, so good. I ain't a bragging, because sure as I do, something will happen, but so far, I had 0 fatalities. This may be a whole video idea in itself. So once they got a little bit of hay picked through, they started on the turnips. Now I think they're actually acquiring a taste, because they've never had a turnip. Any of our cows that have been here since the beginning have never had a turnip, unless one fell from the heavens like manna. So seems like they're acquiring a taste for it. You know, Keith, I was doing some reading on alternatives to hay, and turnips actually was one of the alternatives. So that's something that does good through the winter, right? Maybe that might be a good idea for a crop to kind of help alleviate some of the strain from the hay. I'm definitely gonna look into it, and I appreciate it.